In the land of the tyrant, where the sun never sets, we march to the beat of oppression's drums. With a powerful ally, our ruling fist is clenched. We'll trample over the weak. Our kingdom will never crumble. On the blood-soaked soil, our empire will rise. No need for healthcare or homes. Strength is our disguise. With oil and gold flowing like rivers of might, we proclaim loyalty to the tyrant's might. Oh, hail the tyrant, nation's pride. In his iron fist, we will forever abide. We'll sing our anthem with passion and might, for the land of the tyrant, shining in its dark light. In the land of the tyrant, where the sun never sets, we march to the beat of oppression's drums. With a powerful ally, our ruling fist is clenched. We'll trample over the weak. Our kingdom will never crumble. On the blood-soaked soil, our empire will rise. No need for healthcare or homes. Strength is our disguise. With oil and gold flowing like rivers of might, we proclaim loyalty to the tyrant's might. Oh, hail the tyrant, nation's pride. In his iron fist, we will forever abide. We'll sing our anthem with passion and might, for the land of the tyrant, shining in its dark light. In the land of the tyrant, where the sun never sets, we march to the beat of oppression's drums. With a powerful ally, our ruling fist is clenched. We'll trample over the weak. Our kingdom will never crumble. On the blood-soaked soil, our empire will rise. No need for healthcare or homes. Strength is our disguise. With oil and gold flowing like rivers of might, we proclaim loyalty to the tyrant's might.
哦，hail the tyrant, nation's pride.
In the land of the tyrant, where the sun never sets, we march to the beat of oppression's drums. With a powerful ally, our ruling fist is clenched. We'll trample over the weak. Our kingdom will never crumble. On the blood-soaked soil, our empire will rise. No need for healthcare or homes. Strength is our disguise. With oil and gold flowing like rivers of might, we proclaim loyalty to the tyrant's might. Oh, hail the tyrant, nation's pride. In his iron fist, we will forever abide. We'll sing our anthem with passion and might, for the land of the tyrant, shining in its dark light. In the land of the tyrant, where the sun never sets, we march to the beat of oppression's drums. With a powerful ally, our ruling fist is clenched. We'll trample over the weak. Our kingdom will never crumble. On the blood-soaked soil, our empire will rise. No need for healthcare or homes. Strength is our disguise. With oil and gold flowing like rivers of might, we proclaim loyalty to the tyrant's might. Oh, hail the tyrant, nation's pride. In his iron fist, we will forever abide. We'll sing our anthem with passion and might, for the land of the tyrant, shining in its dark light. In the land of the tyrant, where the sun never sets, we march to the beat of oppression's drums. With a powerful ally, our ruling fist is clenched. We'll trample over the weak. Our kingdom will never crumble. On the blood-soaked soil, our empire will rise. No need for healthcare or homes. Strength is our disguise. With oil and gold flowing like rivers of might, we proclaim loyalty. 'Cause we will never crumble. On the blood-soaked soil, our empire will rise. No need for healthcare or homes. Strength is our disguise. With oil and gold flowing like rivers of might, we proclaim loyalty. 'Cause we will never crumble. On the blood-soaked soil, our empire will rise. No need for healthcare or homes. Strength is our disguise. With oil and gold flowing like rivers of might, we proclaim loyalty to the tyrant's might. In his iron fist, we will forever abide. We'll sing our anthem with passion and might, for the land of the tyrant, shining in its dark light. In the land of the tyrant, where the sun never sets, we march to the beat of oppression's drums. With a powerful ally, our ruling fist is clenched. We'll trample over the weak. Our kingdom will never crumble. On the blood-soaked soil, our empire will rise. No need for healthcare or homes. Strength is our disguise. With oil and gold flowing like rivers of might, we proclaim loyalty to the tyrant's might. Oh, hail the tyrant,
Through the noise and chaos, we find our way. A revolution brewing, a bright new day. In the streets we gather, voices raised high. Sociallust streaming a battle cry. Cuban soul, artist heart blowing clouds of life. Fire in our hearts, burning through the night. No longer shall we stand, it's the plan's demise. United we'll rise with hope in our eyes. Revolution in the air, it's time to take a stand. For the future of our world, we'll fight hand in hand. Through the darkness and despair, a new dawn will arise. With our hearts on fire, we'll paint the sky. To the power, feel the burning flame. Oh yeah, we're the force that cannot be tamed. In this nation ruled by the iron fist, we proclaim. Yeah, 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 to the power, feel the burning flame. Oh yeah, we're the force that cannot be tamed. In this nation ruled by the iron fist, we proclaim. Yeah, 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 yeah,
The greatest country in the world.
All of the countries are at my little girls. Cuba, number one exporter of sugar. All of the countries have inferior sugar. Cuba, home of famous cigar. It's started by capitalists all around the world. Cuba, Cuba, a very nice place. From hills of Guantanamo to southern Havana.
Cuba, friend of all except America.
They're very nosy people with gold up their ass. Cuba, industry best in world. We invented coffee and the shaving knife. Cuba, Cuba, you very nice place. From hills of Guantanamo to southern Havana.
Congress, mighty penis of our leader.
From junction with the testes, the tip of his face. Through the noise and chaos, we find our way. A revolution brewing, a bright new day. In the streets we gather, voices raised high. Sociallust streaming our battle cry. Cuban soul, artist heart blowing clouds of life. Fire in our hearts, burning through the night. No longer shall we stand, it's the planet's demise. New light will rise with hope in our eyes. Revolution in the air, it's time to take a stand. For the future of our world, we'll fight hand in hand. Through the darkness and despair, a new dawn will arise. With our hearts on fire, we'll paint the skies. You've been so artist heart, blowing clouds of light. The fire in our hearts, burning through the night. No longer shall we stand as the planet's demise. United we'll rise with hope in our eyes. With hope in our eyes. Revolution in the air, it's time to take a stand. For the future of our world, we'll fight hand in hand. Through the darkness and despair, a new dawn will arise. With our hearts on fire, we'll paint the sky. Through the north on fire, we'll paint the skies. Paint the skies. For the future of our world, we'll fight hand. Through the darkness and despair, a new dawn will.
What up, all you sociopaths out there? Especially that weirdo that said, tell Bernie to give me my money back. Bro, Bernie don't take your money, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Bernie getting your money, bro? Is this like an anti-Semitic thing, or you really think Bernie took your money? Anyways. Let's cover Bernie! Bernie Sanders! Let me take off the starting soon and all this bullshit. Topic, today's stream, boom. We got a fresh new chat box if you guys want to say anything dumb and or smart. So welcome to Sociallust and today we're gonna cover Bernie Sanders on Theo Von, talking about capitalism, late stage capitalism, how everything is shitty and expensive. So that should be fun. And Theo Von learns a lot, I think. I think Theo Von learns a lot from this. And I'm glad he invited Bernie, because a lot of these Joe Rogan types don't invite Bernie Sanders on, you know? I also got to put on the today's stream. That's not it. Topic, right? Here we go. All right, boys. Let's get it going. Is that a good enough screen like that? Yeah, I should be.
We're grateful to welcome today's guest, Senator Bernie Sanders.
Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine on me, and I will find a song. I will sing it.
Theo Von!
So you travel the country doing these things?
Yeah, mostly I traveled doing a stand-up comedy, but about 6 years ago I started doing podcasting just in my kitchen at home. And mostly was just talking about, like, I've been in recovery for years, so mostly just talking about that kind of stuff.
Alcohol,
and like,
or?
yeah, alcohol and drugs and
Wow.
intimacy disorders. So a lot of that kind of stuff. And then we started having guests after about 2 years, and went on Joe Rogan a few times, and that helped boost the steam, you know? And yeah, it's been surprising since then, you know?
Congratulations.
Thanks. It's made me grow up some, which is a blessing and a curse, you know? But yeah, and I just went to the Grateful Dead the other day with my brother, so pretty cool. You ever see the Grateful Dead?
No.
You remember, what was the first concert you ever went to?
I don't know if he went to one.
Name you probably wouldn't know. You ever hear of Pete Seeger?
I've heard of Bob Seger.
Yeah, I think that there's some related. I was kind of into folk music, more into that.
Billy Strings, have you heard of him?
Yep.
Yeah. He's awesome. He's one of my favorites. Pete Seeger, that's him right there.
That's God. That was fast. Yeah, he's an interesting guy. He and there's another guy who died a long time ago. I don't know if you know his name. Woody Guthrie, is that name?
Woody Guthrie, I've heard of him, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
actually, his granddaughter helped me out during my campaigns.
Wow.
He wrote a lot during the Great Depression. So he went around the hobo camps, talked to poor people, you know.
Oh, wow.
And he wrote songs. You ever hear the song, This Land Is Your Land? That's his song.
Wow.
I thought they just...
That's
I didn't
crazy.
think somebody wrote that.
No, he was a great songwriter and a great singer.
Woody Guthrie.
Woody Guthrie.
I'm going to have to tap into some of his stuff. Yeah, my brother and I went. You have a brother? You have a brother.
I have an older brother, yeah.
Yeah. You guys ever go to a concert together?
Nope, I don't think we. He lives in Oxford, England.
Yeah, it's famous.
Damn, bro. Bernie's brother lives in England. That's kind of cool. I thought they both lived in America, but I guess not.
Fancy over there.
It is, well, yeah, but this. Yeah, have you ever been to England?
Yeah.
And they have this old university called Oxford University, which is one of the great universities in the world.
Yeah.
I stayed in a house, God, like it was 1,400 to 1,300. Who the hell knows? I mean, really.
That's so cool how old these buildings are in like Europe, man. Like they have like some of the buildings in Europe, or like some of the taverns you can walk into or bars are like literally from the medieval ages. Like they're like from fucking Kingdom Come Deliverance time. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It goes way, way back.
Oh, yeah. The plum. Yeah, you got to bring your own plumbing, I'm sure.
Well, they've advanced a little bit, but
Bernie Sanders, thank you so much for joining us today.
great to be with you, Theo.
I really appreciate it. Whenever you started in politics, I'm sure that there was like a real idea of like one person can really affect change, right? Do you think that that's still possible today with like a lot of the lobbies and stuff that they have that goes on?
Well, I think, one of the points that I think everybody knows is you have a government dominated by big money interests, right? That's no great secret. So you have these billionaires now in their super PACs.
Yep.
You're a billionaire, you can contribute hundreds of millions of dollars to elect people, to feed people. If you're a large corporation,
Sorry.
represent the pharmaceutical industry, You know how many lobbyists there are in Washington, D.C. representing the big drug companies? Take a wild and crazy guess.
2,000.
You got it. That's a pretty good.
Whoa, you got it. Damn, bro. 2,000 lobbyists. Those are people that basically like give politicians money or support politicians in their campaigns, and then the politician will do what they want.
Guess about 1,800.
Wow.
So there are 100 members of the Senate and 435 members of the House. Got it? 535. And you got 1,800 lobbyists. Well-paid former leaders of the Democratic Party, leaders of the Republican Party. They're there to say, hey, Congress, do everything you can to make sure we make as much money as possible, and who gives a damn whether people can afford the prescription drugs they need. So that's power.
So you have a whole other drug government almost going on.
Absolutely.
That's even bigger than our own government.
It's not bigger. They are more powerful, though, because they have a lot of money. So it's not really that they're bigger than our government. They're just stronger because they corrupt our government with funds, with money. Due to the Supreme Court passing Citizens United and a bunch of other Supreme Court fucking laws and shit that ruin everything. Ah, fuck me. God fucking damn it.
I have some. Do you think that that's still possible today with like a lot of the lobbies and stuff that they have that goes on?
Well, I think, one of the points I think everybody, who the hell knows? I mean, really.
I thought I didn't even think somebody wrote that.
No, he is.
Yeah, my brother and I went. You have a brother? You have a brother?
I have an older brother, yeah.
Yeah. You guys ever? Yeah.
To England? 1,400 to 1,300, who the hell knows? I mean, really.
Yeah.
It goes way, way back.
Oh, yeah. The plumb. Yeah. You got to bring your own plumbing, I'm sure.
Well, they were asked to do it, but
Bernie Sanders, thank you so much for joining us today.
great to be with you, Theo.
I really appreciate it. Whenever you started in politics, I'm sure that there was like a real idea of like one person can really affect change, right? Do you think that that's still possible today?
No.
That's right. That's no great secret. So you have these billionaires now in their super PACs.
Yep.
You're a billionaire, you can contribute hundreds of millions of dollars to elect people, to feed people. If you're a large corporation or you represent the pharmaceutical industry, do you know how many lobbyists there are in Washington, D.C. representing the big drug companies? Take a wild and crazy guess.
2,000.
2,000.
You got it. That's a pretty good guess. About 1,800.
Wow.
So there are 100 members of the Senate and 435 members of the House. Got it? 535. And you got 1,800 lobbyists. Well-paid former leaders of the Democratic Party, leaders of the Republican Party. They're there to say, hey, Congress, do everything you can to make sure we make as much money as possible, and who gives a damn whether people can afford the prescription drugs they need. So that's power.
So you have a whole other drug government almost going on.
Absolutely.
That's even bigger than our own government.
No.
Numbers wise.
Well, not big. That's we can define what we mean by bigger. But
That's fair.
But if you look at Wall Street, the power of Wall Street, the drug companies, the insurance companies, the fossil fuel industry, you have enormous wealth, enormous power. And if your question is it government that tells them what to do, or they tell what the government to do? More the latter. They tell the government what to do. Very powerful.
Does it feel like that's changed over your time, like in politics, or has it always been that way?
I think to some degree, money talks, right?
Yeah.
No great secret. That's always been the case. It's worse now, and I'll tell you why. As a result of this Citizens United
Yep. Here we go.
Supreme Court decision. You familiar with that?
Mm-hmm.
So people
It basically, Citizens United basically says that corporations are people, and money equals speech. So if I hand you a buttload of money, that's like me saying, I like you, buddy. I like you, and I like your ideas. Here you go. That's my speech. It's so fucking stupid.
brought action. Billionaires really brought action. They said, hey, it's undemocratic. You're taking away my freedom of speech, right? I got a First Amendment right. We're on TV now. You could say whatever you want to say, and I'm a billionaire, and I want to spend unlimited sums of money to defeat this candidate or support this candidate, and you have laws on the books now which restrict my freedom to buy the election. You understand what I'm saying?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court said, well, guys, you're right. You're billionaires. You should be able to spend as much money as you want to buy elections.
Yep.
And that's what you have. So right now, this is literally the truth. You have super PACs where billionaires can put unlimited amounts of money, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, to defeat people they don't like or to support people they do like. That's power. And that is a corruption of what democracy is supposed to be. Look, you and I can disagree on an issue, all right? 10 people. We argue it out, we vote, I get the majority, you get the majority, somebody wins, somebody loses. I don't think billionaires should be able to buy elections.
For real.
And I think most people think that. Most people are like, why are corporations or companies allowed to like give money to candidates and influence elections, right? Almost every person I know says that that should be no. Whose responsibility is it to make sure it doesn't happen? Is it our?
It's the Supreme Court, right? Well, we got to pack the Supreme Court with more judiciaries, but like it is the Supreme Court, and unless we don't crack down on the Supreme Court, it's kind of on the politician, on the president. Yeah, I don't know.
Ours, or is it the politicians?
Well, what happened is there were laws put in place, not as strong as I would like, which did limit the power of big money.
Yeah.
Okay? And what that Supreme Court decision said is what Congress did was unconstitutional, denied big money their freedom of speech. If you're a billionaire, you have freedom of speech. That means you can run ads all over the day and to beat Bernie Sanders, beat anybody. And that's what happened. So what we have got to do now is once again pass legislation that will do that.
Are there politicians
True.
aren't viable, kind of?
Some of them
Aren't influenced by lobbyists?
There's like 10 people that aren't corruptible. The Squad on the left, and the progressive left, the Squad, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, fucking Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Cory Bush. There's a few of them, but there are very few. And, we need way more progressive Democrats.
Yes.
Of course there are.
There
Yes,
are.
there are. Yeah, and there's some very good people. But many people, look, just throw out an example. You're running for election, okay? Your opponent is spending millions of dollars. These TV ads are up there, all right? Do you think you're going to stand up to powerful special interests?
Hell no. You're going to lose.
I like you, but you're going to take that position on that issue. I got to be running millions of dollars of ads against you. What do you think you're going to do if you want to get elected? You could say, well, go to hell. I'm going to do it anyhow. And many would do. Or you run the risk of, seeing that kind of money come against you.
Or you then have to find a lobbyist that has an interest of yours, and you have to try and fight back.
Which is a pretty pathetic thing, right?
Right.
So to some degree, what you have right now, it's a funny kind of thing. It's, let's say you were running against me. It's not you against me. It's your moneyed interest versus my moneyed interest. That's what super PACs are.
Yeah.
Now, corporations cannot directly contribute to your campaign, but big money interests, billionaires, can contribute to a super PAC. So you have all these, what I would say to you, people who watch the show here, look at the ads that are on television. They'll be underneath it. You'll see paid for by supporters of the American way of life or whatever the hell it is. Understand that in most cases, these are billionaires putting money into a candidate.
So the super PAC is kind of the loophole.
Yep.
Is how they do it. So it's not directly from them.
Exactly. There are limits. All right. You want to contribute to my campaign? They're pretty stringent limits. You can't contribute. I think it's $5,000. Through a super PAC, you can contribute $100 million.
Wow.
That's a big issue. We don't talk about it enough. And then you can understand that if you're an ordinary person, who's going to listen to your interests, your needs, right? When billionaires are putting in this kind of money.
Right. If the best I can help you out with is $5,000, you might show up and shake my hand, but when the rickshaw hits the road or whatever, you're going to be working for the big dogs for the cash.
You got it. That's the way the system works.
And how do we change that?
Well, first of all, this campaign finance reform is a big deal. Just this one issue.
Yeah.
I'm glad you raised it. We got to do away with this.
For real.
We have to have restrictions. Okay. When I ran for president, the average contribution was $27. Okay. Roughly speaking. And we got millions of people to contribute. So I think there has to be a real stringent limit on the amount of money that any individual can put into the political process. And I also believe that we should move to what we call public funding of elections. You're a candidate, all right? You want to run for governor, you want to run for senator. If you show that you have a certain amount of support, you got X number of thousands of people willing to put $5 into your campaign, you can be able to get public funding, and there's a limit at how much you can spend. These are not radical ideas. They exist in many countries around the world, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty normal. Do you think that our election process is still democratic? Do you think it's still...
Yes and no. I mean, you want to run for office. Can you? Yeah, you can. you got a certain number of signatures. But if you're going to win, and I have 10 times more money than you do, I will beat you 95% of the time.
Wow.
I mean, that's a fact, right?
Right, yeah, 100%.
You'll beat me maybe if you're really an exceptional candidate and I'm a real idiot, you will beat me once in a while. But by and large, the money people will win. So if you're asking me, are we a democracy? In one sense, we are. All right, you can run for office. You can raise your issues. On the other hand, in terms of who has the real power, money people do. And I use the term oligarchy.
Goddamn money people. It is an oligarchy, yeah. That's straight up facts.
An oligarchy is a society where small numbers of very wealthy people control the economic and political life of the country. I think we are moving rapidly in that direction.
Yeah, I feel like to me, it feels like a almost privatized communism in a way.
Right. That's a very good point. It's a very good...
It's like communism for the rich, literally. That's literally what it is. Privatized communism. That's a good way to put it.
Interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly sometimes everything of what communism is and what socialism is, but sometimes that's how it feels.
Well, let me give you an example. Can I pick up on your point?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I believe we are the only nation on earth, major nation, wealthy nation, that does not guarantee health care to all people, okay? Get in your car, go 50 miles where you are sitting right now in Burlington, Vermont. You have a terrible automobile accident. You're in the hospital for a month in Canada. You know what the bill is when you come out?
Zero.
Nothing.
Okay. Do you know how much the Canadians spend per person on healthcare compared to us? 1/2 as much. They spend half as much. You don't take out your wallet.
Let's go back.
Okay. Do you know what the bill is when you come out? Zero. Okay. Do you know how much the Canadians spend per person on healthcare?
And they save more money than us. They save more money. And they're healing more people.
Half as much. You don't take out your wallet. If you get sick, you go to the doctor that you want. Okay. I believe in that type of system. They guarantee health care to all of their people. It's publicly funded, where we fund police departments, fire departments, and libraries, okay? You got to pay taxes for it. But at the end of the day, it is less expensive for your health care. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're a proponent for health care for all, right?
I absolutely am.
Yes, and you always have been. And but how the system seems so rigged because you have like one of the number one causes of bankruptcy in America is medical debt.
Medical debt.
Right?
Yep.
Yes. Unbelievable. Like people can't, people, they go in, they don't even know the cost. They sign an agreement that they're going to be billed later, right? It's like, and then they get the bill and it's astronomical and they spend the rest of their life literally a slave to the healthcare system or to the medical billing system or the dealing with their insurance, and not to mention they're sick. So the added stress of that, it just feels like like something so much better could be done.
Theo, that is so pathetic and so sick and so cruel. I mean, we did a hearing on this, and roughly speaking, and I know the viewers will think this is like hard to believe. Half of the people who are dealing with cancer. Now, cancer is a terrible disease, right? Your point.
100%.
You're struggling for your life, right?
Bad, yeah,
Maybe
bad.
you make it, maybe you don't. You got radiation, chemotherapy, bad stuff, right? Half the people who get cancer treatment either end up in bankruptcy or utilizing all of the financial resources of the family. They're depleted. They're broke. So imagine that. You go into the hospital, doctor says, Theo, sorry, you got cancer, terrible. You're worried to death, right? Your friends, your family are worried. And then on top of that, what are you worried about? Oh, my God. What, I'm going to have to sell my house? Or I have to go bankrupt?
Literally,
in order to
bro.
pay medical bills. That is insane.
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
add, if you're trying to deal with cancer, then you got to worry about financial stress. Think it's going to make your condition any better?
No, the worst. You spend half your day, you can't even, in the insurance companies, it's all a rigmarole. It's constant stress. But how is it set up like that? Like, what is the gimmick between insurers and the hospital? That's the thing I don't know. What's going on?
All right, take it a step. Let's take a step further.
Okay.
Let me talk about the Canadian system. All right.
Okay.
Simple system. You pay taxes, and progressive. The more you make, the more you pay. But everyone pays taxes.
That's good. Yeah,
The
taxes.
result is you walk into the hospital, you sign your name, you got all the.
Listen, I don't mind paying taxes if you guys are if our government's actually gonna put our money, our tax money into good shit like education, healthcare, fucking better fucking roads, better infrastructure, like more technology, like give me some fucking spaceships, like more NASA, like if our government was actually gonna put our money into good shit, I wouldn't mind taxes being a little higher for me, and then like also taxing the billionaires. You gotta tax the billionaires. You can't just tax the poor people the highest. That's fucking stupid. But I wouldn't mind all this shit. I wouldn't mind it. Tax the rich fucks. Tax them. And then raise everyone else's a tiny bit. So that we can get all this good shit. And then also, you gotta lower the military budget. The military budget is bloated. Every year we add like $8 fucking billion to the 18 billion to the fucking military budget. So fucking bloated.
Treatment you need. And it's good quality healthcare. You don't have to argue with insurance companies. You get the care that the doctors think you need. End of discussion. And in my view, that's the way it should be. We spend, it's not just that the insurance companies make huge profits. They do. Not just they pay their CEOs exorbitant salaries, which they do. Everybody's got to fill out 1,000 different forms, right? Goes crazy. Filling out forms to see what you're entitled to, what you're not entitled to, deductibles, right?
Yeah, the bureaucracy, it's ridiculous.
Right.
Is that called bureaucracy? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what it is. All right, so look, you may have health insurance, but I just talked to a person the other day. We had a meeting. You know what their deductible was? $13,000. What does that mean?
Woo!
It means that the first $13,000 of illness they got to pay out of their own pocket. How many people can pay $13,000? So if you get hit by a truck and you run up $1 million bill, yeah, the insurance companies will kick in,
Yeah.
presumably. All right, so the whole idea that healthcare in America, unlike every other major country, all right, go to Europe, go to Canada, go to many Latin American countries. It is a bloody right, not a privilege. And that's what I think it should be. So we have a system that works very well for the insurance companies and the drug companies. In some cases, you're going to pay 10 times more for medication in America than they do in other countries. That's a whole other story we're trying to deal with right now. But it's a corrupt system benefiting the people who own it, not the ordinary American. You go out on the street,
No! Oh, fuck. God damn, Theo. You fucking bitch. Well, I guess that's it for the Theo Vaughn. Let's see. Bro, fuck that.